Hey class, it is Mrs. Gilling here, and I am welcoming you to Government B, where we're going to learn all about how our government works here in the United States of America and some history of it. Before we get into the nuts and bolts of the class and what's expected of you, I wanted to let you know about my family. So I am Mrs. Gilling, like I said, and here is a picture. It's about a year old of my family. So this is my husband, Ethan. He used to be an onion farmer. He grew up most of his life farming something or another throughout different potatoes and alfalfa and onions. But recently he changed jobs and he works for a flood and fire restoration company. He really enjoys that. He left farming because it just took too much time away from the family, and this allows him to have a little bit more time with us. But he loves to be outdoors, hunting, fishing, and spending time with us. Our oldest here, her name is Taylor, and she is almost 5 years old. And she's super bummed because she has a late birthday, so she doesn't get to go to kindergarten this year. But she loves to run around the house doing gymnastics. She likes to jump on a trampoline, to play in the water, and she likes to be with her friends. She's a really good friend. This is our 2 year old, almost three, Skylar, and she wants to be a big girl so bad. She wants to do everything that Taylor does and hang out with all of her friends, and it's super cute. She's pretty independent. She likes to do things herself, she says. I do it myself. And she's just happy. If you're having a bad day, your day will be better because she just comes and hangs out with you and makes you feel good about life. This is an updated picture of our girls. So this is Skylar now and Taylor now. So a year makes a huge difference if you compare those two pictures. And we also have a new addition to our family. This right here is baby Parker. She is 3 months old, and she's the happiest, most content baby I've ever met in my life. She doesn't fuss very much. She smiles all the time. She sleeps great at night. She loves to stare at her sisters and see what they're doing. So she's awesome. We definitely wouldn't trade her for anything. And you did count right. That's one, two, three girls, no boys. Ethan is definitely outnumbered. We even have a girl dog, but I'd say life is pretty awesome in the Gilling household. So that's my family. Here's a little bit more about the course and what's expected. So within this course, there's checkpoints. If you've taken courses at iSucceed before, you're very familiar with these. They're found at the end of each lesson, and they help you review what you studied to make sure you understand. You have 3 attempts for each checkpoint, and so make sure that if the first attempt you don't get the grade you want, use that second attempt. If you're still not getting the grade you want, use the third, and make sure you're studying in between and reviewing so you can get the best you can. The point on these isn't just to rush through them. It's to make sure you understand the material. So please do well on those checkpoints. You also have discussions in the course. There's a discussion at the end of each lesson, and they're worth 15% of your grade. I've included a discussion rubric in your course in the announcements and before each unit that lets you know what's expected in these discussions. So please review that to make sure you're doing them correctly. But ultimately, I don't require you to reply to any other student's comments, and you don't need to answer all of the questions. Sometimes they'll list like 3 options. You don't need to answer all of them. Pick one of them to answer and make sure you're doing at least 3 sentences. There's 2 exams in this course. There's no final exam, just an exam at the end of Unit 1 and Unit 2. If you're reading all the material, doing well on the checkpoints, you should be successful on the exams. But I do only allow 1 attempt, so make sure you come to the exams prepared and well studied. There's a project in this class. So throughout units 1 and 2, you'll be working on a slideshow presentation about running for president. You are allowed up to 3 attempts on your project to get the score that you would like. In just a few minutes, I'll give you some more background on the requirements for that project. There's also a project step that's worth 5%. Essentially, you're turning in your project as a rough draft. I'll give you some feedback and give it back to you for your final draft. Just turning in a rough draft, just turning in your project the first time, get you 5%. 3%. All you gotta do is turn it in. Now, you can't turn it in blank to get the 5%, and you can't turn it in a little half done. You gotta turn it in done to get that 5%. But as long as you just turn it in, you get that. I'll give you feedback, you'll review it, and then you'll do turn in your final project. But 5% just for doing that. There's workbooks. You fill those out throughout lessons. Simple questions. There's an unlimited number of attempts on those, so please get 100%, and they're worth 10% of your grade. And finally, there's video assignments. So this is your first video assignment. At the beginning of each unit, I have a unit video assignment. It'll go over maybe project requirements, different things you're learning in the course. But all you gotta do is watch the videos and then answer a few short questions at the end. You'll watch them right there in your course. They're embedded there. And then you'll answer the questions in a text box there. If you have any questions all about how to complete those, let me know. But they're easy, super easy 10%. So please do those. They'll help you with your projects and with your course. So there's really no reason not to do it. So let's go into now your project and what's expected of you there. So here's the prompt. Project 2 challenges you to explore the realities of running for President of the United States of America. You will navigate through the decision-making process of selecting a party and platform on which to run. You will also map out a campaign strategy to address social, political, and economic factors. Some of these include winning votes in swing states, securing financial backing, and addressing divisive issues. Excuse me. So this is your opportunity. If you ever want to be president of the United States of America, now's your chance. You are going to run for president, and you're going to make a slideshow presentation about your candidacy. So here's the specific requirements. So each of these steps will be a slide in your slideshow. So first of all, section number 1 is candidacy. So for your first slide, you're going to write a paragraph explaining why you were running for president. Why are you going to do it? What made you want to run? Your section number 2 is your platform. You're going to make a slide listing your list of pledges and planned offers to voters. So for instance, I don't know, you've probably seen some school campaign or something where they're like, vote for me and free lunches for everyone, or everyone gets soda if you vote for me. Now, you're obviously not going to pledge that as president of the United States, but you may make a pledge like, I'm going to lower taxes, or I promise to have health insurance for everyone. You're going to make a list in one of these, in your second slide, of the pledges and planned offers to voters. What are voters going to get if they vote for you? Section number 3 is contributions. Your third slide is going to make a list of corporation and individuals you are going to approach to fund your campaign. So you're going to make a list. I'm going to approach this company to see if they'll fund me. I'll approach this nonprofit. I'll approach this person. And next to each of those people, you need to explain why you are approaching them. So, give the list of the person and then a sentence saying, I would choose this person because. Section number 4 is your strategy. So for your strategy, you are going to create a battle plan for winning key states in the presidential election. Explain how you would sway the voters' opinions in these states. How would you address major divisive issues, for example, abortion, welfare, military, etc.? Select 3 to 5 major issues, such as welfare, the economy, and so on, that you would address in your campaign speeches and debate. Beside each of these issues, explain your stance and what you would do regarding the issue if elected president. So really be thinking about this. Do some research throughout. See what issues are in the world today. Pick 3 to 5 of those issues. Put your stance. What are you going to do? And next to it, list why you pick that stance. And then make sure to include information on some of those swing states, like what state is important for you to get. For instance, what are some of those bigger states out there, like California and New York? What are you going to do to convince that state to vote for you? So list the states that you're going to try to get and how, and then list the major issues that are driving your campaign, that are going to help you to get these people, because there's always groups of people, if you've watched presidential elections, they're interested in something. They care about that. Some states care about some things more than others, and you're going to want to try and figure that out so you can cater to those states and get them to vote for you. And so you can just make a note. Now, it's important to kind of be honest about your feelings about things that maybe matter to you as president. I think it's, we want to have good politicians that are straightforward and tell the truth about things. So think about what your true stance would be, and then think about who you might approach, to what states, swing states, you might want to get to join your campaign. So that one's all about your strategy. What are you going to focus on your campaign? For section number 5, you're going to create a campaign poster with your slogan. So, for instance, Donald Trump, our current president, I'll give you a second. What's his campaign slogan? Think about it. Yep, you got it. Make America great again. That's what he built his whole platform on. So think about a slogan for your campaign, and you're going to make a poster. The poster is just going to be something that maybe you make on paint or something like that, or you can do it straight there in the slideshow with pictures and things. But make for that slide, for your 5th slide, your campaign poster. Maybe put your name and then your slogan of why they're going to vote for you. If you have a specific party, you're good. Like if you're part of the Republican Party, put the colors that would represent that party, or if maybe you're making up your own party, I don't know what you choose to do. put those colors, but make it a catchy campaign poster with your slogan. And then for lesson 7, slide 7, it's the vice president and the cabinet members. So you're going to think about people that are alive today. Who do you want to be on your team? Who do you want to be in your cabinet? So choose somebody to be your vice president, your secretary of state, your secretary of defense, and your secretary of the treasury. And write that down, and next to each one, explain why you chose that person for that slide. So, I'm choosing, I don't know, I'm going to choose Dr. Phil because he's a straightforward guy. I want him to be my Secretary of State. I don't think I'd really pick him, but that's just an example for you. Maybe there's a politician that you really liked. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you really liked Hillary Clinton when she was running and you want her to be the Secretary of State, and list why. Just make an example there. And then section 8 is about the first 100 days. Make a list of goals and objectives you want to accomplish in the first 100 days of office. People have often said that's the most important time. It's where people see if you're really following through with the things that you promised or not. So what are your main goals? What are the things you're going to accomplish? I want you to list at least 3 goals there of things that you're going to accomplish in that first 100 days. In slideshow number 9, you're going to talk about the project. What struggles did you have? What did you enjoy about the project? And in the very last one, cite your sources in MLA format. There's a link within the course that tells you how to do this. I want you to do a little bit of research so you can be involved. So for instance, when you're thinking about the people that you want to have in your cabinet, maybe do a little research on them. And as you do your research, jot down some of the websites you used and put that in there in your citations. I just want to know that you are really thinking about this. So I want you to have at least 3 sources. So if you go to a site and use that information in your slideshow, you need to cite it. So give me at least 3 sources. Here's some more information that I need you to include in your presentation. First of all, you need to include at least 5 images, 5 pictures. Slideshows are much more fun if they have pictures, so include at least 5 images throughout. You want to choose a slideshow theme. So for instance, if you look at the slide, you've got the blue at the bottom, the fancy font. There's built-in themes. If you don't know how to do this, reach out to me and I can help you. But don't just use a blank, white background. Let's have some sort of a theme, some sort of little bit of color to it to work there. And then lastly, double check your spelling and your grammar. Make sure that everything looks good there. But that's your first project, and that's the only project you actually have in this course. So I really do encourage you to do a good job on it, and let me know if you have any questions for it. But if you do have any questions about this project or anything at all, please reach out to me. You can reach me in many different ways. You can give me a call on the phone. You can send me a text. You can send me an email. I have live office hours on Tuesdays from 11 to 12, so you can come hang out with me there. There's an announcement in the course that tells you how to do that. If that time doesn't work for you and you want to talk face-to-face through an online meeting, we can schedule a different time to do that. But send me a Google Hangout message. That works as well. But I'm definitely here to help you with the course. I want you to be successful. I want you to learn more about government. So if there's anything I do, I definitely do that for you. But other than that, let's get started. Go complete your first video assignment. I will chat with you guys soon. Have a good day.